Welcome back to the series 101 Reasons to Forgive. This is day 52, and we are happy that you stayed with us for 52 days, and we're prepared to share with you the 52nd reason why forgiveness is important. The 52nd reason is forgiveness breaks generational cycles of resentment. Forgiveness breaks generational cycles of resentment. Family members influence family members. Associates influence associates. Friends influence friends. You've heard of the statement, birds of the same feather flock together. Generational cycles of resentment reflect what one family member would have learned from another family member, how a family member would get so conditioned by what has happened or what is happening in their circle, so much that you can meet one family member, find an approach to a situation, and meet another family member, and you will discover the identical approach to a similar situation. That is set, that is done because of the conditioning, the mentoring, the examples set within that family community. One of the challenges in a dysfunctional family is the lack of will from one family member to another to say, we need to do better, we need to change this. This is not good about us. Our family is known for that particular behavior, which is not a good behavior. We can be known for another behavior, which is a better one that is able to, one that we can pass on to the younger generation. Resentment is one of those behaviors that family members can and often pass down to other family members, younger generation, simply because no one in the family will say, this is enough. We cannot continue living resentful lives. We can't continue displaying resentment towards each other within our family context and expect our children, our significant others would go out into the real world and display better behaviors. Resentment, as it is displayed in the family, is going to impact the rest of the world, the workplace, the school, and wherever else that we interact with human beings. It is important, therefore, that we pay attention to the history of our parents, as we may know, the history of our guardians, as we may know, or to the family where we were raised. It may be a biological family, it may be an extended family. Whatever the context, it is important to understand how resentment was dealt with or how disappointment was dealt with within that context, not only to the family members within the family, but to individuals on the outside. Why is that important? I can continue to perpetuate what my parents lived, how my parents handled disappointments, anger, dissatisfaction, discontent, if I do not intentionally change it. I can continue to perpetuate how my father handled anger if I don't make up my mind that I am not going to do it. The reason being, he taught me how to handle it without instructing me on how to do it, without verbalizing it, his behavior. When I looked at him, as I listened to him, as I paid attention to his mannerisms in an unspoken way, I learned. And the same for my mother, I learned. And the same for my grandmother, I learned. My grandfather, I learned. My aunts, I learned. My uncles, I learned. In other words, as we spend time around family members, we pick up, we learn from them in an unspoken way, by default, in a de facto way. We learn from them those things that we may not even appreciate, but find ourselves perpetuating simply because we have been socialized that way. Resentment is one of those behaviors that we may have learned. To resent people simply because we feel hurt over a situation. Again, what I'm doing is not seeking to minimize your hurt, but identifying that for major infractions, we will feel hurt. For simple infractions, we may feel hurt. For every infraction, we would feel hurt because no one can tell us how we feel about any situation. You own that feeling. This is how you feel, and it has to be respected. What I'm pointing out is that we treat every situation the same, and we continue to live in resentment because we have not learned how to break the cycle. So in our intimate relationships, we resent. On the job, we resent. At school, we resent. We keep resenting rather than dealing with the root of the problem. That is, I don't know the appropriate way to respond to that sort of behavior. My only go-to response is resentment. Affirm with me today that I will take note of how I have been handling disappointments, dissatisfactions, discontent, disapproval, offenses in my life, and I will seek to find a way to break the resentment cycle that exists in my life. Looking forward to seeing you on day 53. Thank you again for stopping by. And if you like the content of our video, we ask that you please like, do subscribe if you haven't, and continue to share our videos with your friends. See you on day 53.